everybody, it's Dr. Joe and Gamecock Callie, and today we're going to show you 7 stretches for your back when you can't get on the floor. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. So a lot of you often ask, how am I supposed to do these stretches? I can't get on the floor. Well, a lot of times if you're doing stretches lying down, you don't have to do them on the floor. Even though I'm on the floor, you can do them on your bed, you can do them on your couch. But today I'm going to show you some stretches for your back that you can actually do seated in a chair. So a lot of times it is hard to get on the floor, and sometimes it hurts to do stuff lying down. So if you're seated in a chair, or especially if you're at work and you can't lie down anywhere, these are really good. They're modified ways to stretch your back, but they're great ways to stretch your back. So the first one is kind of just a modified cat-cow. And so the cat-cow, or sometimes I call it the cat-dog, is when you're on all fours and you're doing the movements that make you look like a cat and then dropping down looking like a cow or a dog. So you can do that seated in a chair. And so just the way to do that is when you go into the cat, you're going to tuck your chin in and then kind of arch your back towards the backrest. So you're just coming down like this, pushing your pelvis back too, kind of going into that arch. So that would be the cat part. And then you're going to come up, bring everything forward, and then bring your head back. So that would be the cow or the dog. So just coming down, maybe holding for 5 to 10 seconds, and then coming back and stretching, kind of arching everything forward. So you could just do that back and forth, maybe 5 times each. If you're limited on your time, 3 times each, doing that maybe 10 to 15 second hold, or just a 5 to 10 second hold. But it is really going to get kind of the same movements as you would do for a full cat-cow on the floor or on your bed. So then the next one is just going to be a pelvic tilt. And so same kind of thing. This one would be if you were lying down on your back doing a pelvic tilt, but you can do it in a chair. Sometimes if you can't quite get the movement, you can use a rolled up towel. And all I mean is when you're doing a pelvic tilt, you're kind of sinking down and coming forward. So this might be a little hard for some people, but this is just a tilt in the chair. If you make your surface that you're sitting on slightly uneven, so you have that roll just on the end, it's a little easier to sink down and roll forward. See, I'm almost rolling back over the towel and then in front of the towel. So you can see though that I'm tilting that pelvis or doing a pelvic tilt. So you can kind of hold for like 3 to 5 seconds each way, or you can do like I started, just kind of doing a continuous movement. But that would kind of be a modified pelvic tilt in a seated position. So then you can also do a knee to chest. Doing a knee to chest in a seated position is the same if you were doing it on your bed or the floor lying down. So all you're doing is just like it sounds, bringing your knee up to your chest. So it would be kind of this position here, and that kind of helps open up your back. If you have knee problems, grab underneath here and hold that stretch. But if you don't have any knee problems, sometimes it's nice just to kind of hug onto it like this. And so this would be a full 30-second stretch. You're gonna hold it here for about 30 seconds. And just a little side note, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe down there. And if you'd like a notification every time one of my videos come out, make sure you ring the bell next to it, because if you didn't know, which you probably don't know, but about 92% of all of you viewing don't subscribe. So if you like my videos and you want to keep watching them, make sure and click the subscribe button if you haven't already. So 30 seconds, like I said, each side, switching back and forth, doing that about 3 times. So the next one is just going to be crossing your leg over to do a piriformis stretch. This is actually one of my favorite piriformis stretches. You can, again, do these lying down. You can do a piriformis stretch in a pigeon pose or on your back. But this is nice because you can really do it anywhere. So if you can bring your leg up, the side you want to stretch, you're going to cross it over. And so this is kind of a figure 4. That's why a lot of times people call it the figure 4 stretch, or the piriformis / glute stretch. And when that's tight, that really does tend to irritate your back. So if you're having back pain, this is a great stretch. The key to this, since you don't have the floor or your bed protecting your back, keep your back straight. You don't want to curl over like this. I'm getting no stretch doing this. You want to keep your back straight and lean forward at your hips. And just going to there, I can feel that piriformis muscle underneath my bottom stretching. And so a lot of times people will be like, well, the piriformis doesn't have much to do with the back, but it has a lot to do with the back. So this is a great stretch to do And again, this is 30 seconds, so it's a hold. So it shouldn't be painful, it should just be tension in there. And again, doing both sides, stretching both sides, 30 seconds on each side. So the next stretch is going to be a seated QL stretch, which is quadratus lumborum. And that's the muscle in the back that a lot of times people forget about, but it's really important. A lot of back pain comes from the QL. So with this one, you're going to put one hand just kind of down. You can either sit on it, you can push it down. Sometimes I'll have people bring it over this way. But the side you want to stretch, you're going to bring your arm up and over, and you're not necessarily curving over, you're bringing your arm straight up and over like you're going towards the other corner of the room. So I'm going to just kind of push down on my chair and then come up and over. So that's the QL stretch. You should be feeling it stretch right through there. So pushing down with the opposite side and pushing up and over. So this is a full stretch. You're going to hold it for 30 seconds and then do that 3 times on each side. So again, kind of pushing down, stabilizing on this side, and then up and over like I'm trying to point towards the opposite corner of the ceiling, and then really getting that nice stretch all the way through here. 30 seconds, 3 times. So then the next one is going to be a hamstring stretch. A lot of times for the hamstrings, it's hard for people because 1, their hamstrings are tight, 2, it's hard to keep their back straight while they're stretching. So you can do this a couple different ways. You can use a little step stool or something in front of you, or you can just put your foot out in front of you. But I almost like having something you can kind of prop your leg up on while you're sitting, and it would be the same way stretching as if you were sitting on the floor. You want to keep your legs straight, so you don't want your knee bent. You want your legs straight, and if you want to get a little bit of extra stretch in your calf muscles, pull your toes up towards you. And then all you're going to do is keep that back straight. That's the important part. And lean forward at your hips. So just to here, I'm already getting a hamstring stretch. Now, if I curl down and try to touch my toes, I could touch my toes, but I'm barely getting a hamstring stretch. So keep your back straight, and that also makes sure you're not hurting your back to be able to stretch those hamstrings. So that's a great way to modify that stretch without having to get on the floor. And then the last one is just a super simple trunk rotation stretch seated in the chair. So all you're going to do with that is, if you have armrests, sometimes that works even better because you can grab on the armrest. But even if you just have a backing to your chair like this, just kind of grab on and do a little twist. Now, if you're not sure what your back pain is from, be a little careful with the twisting. You can still twist, but just like any stretch or exercise, you should only go to tension and not go to pain. So just kind of turning, getting that nice stretch in there. And this one you could do a little less than 30 seconds if you want to. If you want to do a 15, 20 second, just trying to get that stretch, you can. So there you have it. Those were 7 stretches for your back when you can't get on the floor. Callie says if you'd like to help support our channel, make sure and click on the link up there. And don't forget to subscribe. There, yeah, down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.